To set the stage, let's talk about the UK's population. Since 1600, numbers have soared from just over 4 million to more than 67 million today. Can you explain the main drivers behind this dramatic demographic shift?
Absolutely. The major contributors are post-war immigration, higher life expectancy, and natural population growth. For instance, nearly 10% of people now have at least one parent or grandparent born abroad, reflecting decades of openness to newcomers.
Fascinating. With England making up about 84% of the population and the other nations far less, does this uneven distribution affect cultural representation or resource allocation across the UK?
It certainly does. England's larger population gives it greater political influence, but devolved governments in Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland ensure local priorities aren't overlooked. Regional identities remain very strong, visible in accents, traditions, and even local governance.
Building on diversity, let's discuss languages. English dominates, but Welsh, Scottish Gaelic, and Irish Gaelic are also spoken. How does this multilingualism shape identity and everyday life in the UK?
Multilingualism reinforces local heritage. In Wales, for example, Welsh is taught in schools and used in official signage. Similarly, Gaelic-speaking communities in Scotland preserve ancient traditions. This creates a mosaic of identities that enrich daily interactions and cultural events.
Do these languages see widespread use outside their native regions, or are they mostly symbolic?
While primarily regional, there's a growing movement to promote these languages nationwide, especially through media and festivals. Digital tools and government support have also made learning more accessible, so younger generations are increasingly bilingual.
Let's transition to equality. The UK has laws against discrimination based on age, gender, race, and more. How effective are these legal protections in practice, especially for women and minorities?
The legal framework is robust. Women now make up about half the workforce, and anti-discrimination laws are strictly enforced. Yet, challenges remain. The gender pay gap persists, and minorities sometimes report barriers in accessing leadership roles despite legal protections.
How does the UK compare internationally in terms of gender equality and diversity?
According to the World Economic Forum's 2022 Gender Gap Report, the UK ranks in the global top 25, ahead of many peers. However, Scandinavian countries tend to lead, partly due to more generous parental leave and stronger gender parity in politics.
Moving on, the UK cities are vibrant hubs. London, Edinburgh, Cardiff, and Belfast each serve as national capitals. How do these cities reflect both unity and distinct cultural identities?
Each capital boasts unique traditions: Edinburgh's historic architecture and festivals, Cardiff's Welsh language revival, and Belfast's blend of Irish and British influences. London, as a global metropolis, unites these threads, but local pride is fiercely maintained through arts, language, and public celebrations.
Outside the capitals, cities like Manchester and Glasgow have global reputations. What's their significance?
Cities like Manchester are known for industrial heritage and music, while Glasgow is celebrated for art and architecture. These urban centers drive economic innovation and cultural exports, ensuring the UK's influence extends far beyond its capital cities.
A defining feature is the UK's currency pound sterling. Interestingly, Scotland and Northern Ireland issue their own banknotes. How does this system work? And what does it reveal about the UK's economic identity?
While all banknotes are technically valid across the UK, businesses aren't obliged to accept Scottish or Northern Irish notes in England. This symbolizes both unity and autonomy, reflecting historic banking traditions and regional pride. It can be confusing for tourists, but locals navigate it with ease.
Given global shifts toward digital payments, do these regional differences still matter?
They're less significant as contactless and online payments rise. However, the distinct designs continue to reinforce cultural identity, and collectors often seek out rare notes. The Bank of England's oversight ensures overall monetary stability.
Let's pivot to arts and culture. The UK's influence stretches from classical music to pop, with artists like Henry Purcell and the Beatles. How has British music shaped global trends, and what's its role at home?
British music acts as both mirror and catalyst for global change. The Beatles' 1960s innovations revolutionized pop worldwide, while events like the Proms keep classical traditions alive. Domestically, music festivals and awards create a sense of community and national pride.
Do you see parallels in theater, literature, or visual arts?
Absolutely. London's West End rivals Broadway, and British authors like J.K. Rowling have shaped global storytelling. Visual arts, from the Turner Prize to David Hockney, blend tradition with bold experimentation, keeping the UK at the creative forefront.
Turning to customs, the UK hosts a dazzling array of festivals: Christian, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, Sikh, and secular. How do these celebrations foster both diversity and shared identity?
Festivals serve as bridges. While Christmas and Easter are widely observed, Diwali, Eid, and Vaisakhi bring communities together through food, music, and communal activities. Shared public holidays, like Bonfire Night, create nationwide moments of unity, blending historical memory with modern fun.
Are any festivals uniquely British or have evolved in surprising ways?
Pantomime, for example, is a distinctly British Christmas tradition, mixing fairy tales with slapstick. Remembrance Day, marked by poppies and silence, is a powerful collective ritual honoring sacrifice, yet open to all backgrounds.
Leisure is central to British life. From gardening and shopping to pubs and films, which activities best capture the UK's social spirit?
Pubs epitomize British sociability, offering a relaxed space for friends, quizzes, and even charity events. Gardening is another national passion. Think of Kew Gardens or local allotments, which foster both community and a connection to nature.
Culinary traditions are equally diverse, with global and regional influences. How does this reflect broader social changes?
Britain's food scene mirrors its population. Roast beef sits alongside curry and sushi. Traditional dishes like Welsh cakes or haggis celebrate heritage, while international foods reveal openness to new experiences and the impact of migration.
The UK's landscape is dotted with iconic sites: Big Ben, Loch Lomond, the Eden Project. How do these landmarks shape national identity and leisure activities?
Landmarks like Edinburgh Castle or the Giant's Causeway anchor local pride and attract global tourism, but they also serve as backdrops for festivals or outdoor sports. National parks, with extensive public footpaths, encourage an active lifestyle and environmental stewardship.
Can you share an example of how these sites contribute to public engagement or education?
Absolutely. The National Trust opens historic houses and natural sites for free educational programs, while events like open-air theatre at the Tower of London make heritage accessible and engaging.
Let's conclude with sport, a defining feature of UK culture. From inventing cricket and football to hosting the Olympics, how has sport shaped the nation's self-image and international standing?
Sport provides common ground. Football unites millions, while cricket and rugby foster friendly rivalries. Hosting the 2012 Olympics spotlighted British innovation and inclusivity, especially with the Paralympics, pioneered at Stoke Mandeville.
And what about individual athletes? Do their achievements ripple through society?
Icons like Mo Farah or Dame Kelly Holmes inspire new generations. Their stories, often overcoming adversity, highlight values of perseverance and fair play. National events like Wimbledon blend tradition, diversity, and mass participation, reinforcing the UK's dynamic sporting legacy.